Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So excited to have you here today. Apologies for not really sticking to a good schedule just yet. I think that now that the move is over and again, I'm trying to find my schedule. So my goal now is to start uploading videos every Monday and then maybe we'll branch out from there. But anyway, so today's question is, will they change their ways, okay? And so this could be anything. It could be a romantic relationship, it could be a friendship, it could be anybody in your life. It doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic partner. And so with that said, we have 3 different groups with us today. The first group is this red calcite. The second group is this beautiful amethyst. And then the third is represented with my quartz point. So feel free to take a minute to pick 1, 2, or all 3 of the groups, and then we can get our guidance to answer the question, will they change their ways? So have at. I'll see you in, starting with group 1. Okay, hi everybody, welcome to group 1. We're gonna go ahead and unpackage these cards. So we've got the 5 of Swords in the reverse, the 6 of Wands in the reverse, the Hermit, the 7 of Wands, Temperance in the reverse, 6 of Swords in the reverse, and then finally Ace of Swords. And then for the oracle cards, we have Perception, Break the Chain, Ancestral Patterns, Healing, Rewriting the Future, and It's Up to You, okay? So let me go ahead and just take a look at what's going on with the cards. So I'm seeing you're going through a purge right now, and it's in relationship to a number of different people, but it mostly has to do with this particular individual. I think that this particular individual probably perpetuated this series of purging in your life. I'm saying this because of 3 different cards. So, well, actually a lot. Starting off with the 5 of Swords in the reverse. This is a card that for me is representing releasing patterns of petty arguments and, battles with no real end, and just constantly bickering with one another and being in disagreement for the sake of being in disagreement, right? This was someone that you felt like you constantly had to protect yourself against or be in competition with because of the 7 of Swords, or excuse me, the 7 of Wands. And you just constantly had to feel like you were on your guard, right? There was no opportunity for really any kind of relaxation or focus on things that mattered to you, as evidenced with the Temperance in the reverse. And subconsciously, what you're moving towards is a state of aloneness with the Hermit. This is all about how all that you're wanting right now is to just release all of these different emotions that have been built up with this person and, moving on, right? 4 of Wands in the reverse. So it's almost as if you've been really working on trying to change this person's ways and feeling like you don't have much success with that. And it really isn't your responsibility. There's going to be a breaking of ways. I don't see them changing their ways anytime soon, because we have the Six of Swords in the reverse, and this is in this place for me that represents like in the future. And so in the future, I think that the two of you are just going to end up, you know, losing touch with one another. I think more than anything, you're going to just end up getting sick of having to deal with this chaos, this life of chaos that you've been dealing with by having this person in your life. And then your final outcome card is the Ace of Swords. And so this is saying like epiphany, like deserving better than this, moving on, like just being done and dusted and moving forward in your life. I mean, for me, this is really confirmed and like re-emphasized with Break the Chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. And that's really what you're doing, is that you're changing your perception on how the world works, and you're changing your attitude towards the world. Things don't happen against you, they happen for you. And I think that that's something that you're really working on, is that you are changing your ways, whereas this person is being stuck in their old own ways. And so you need to just continue with that. It's up to you. You have to continue with all of this really good work and progress that you've been making. And trust and know that potentially in time they could see that you are progressing and they could choose to want to do it themselves, but right now it doesn't seem to be the case. So yeah, so that's everything that's going on with this reading, and I think that this is what I want to clarify is, you know, what's going to happen in this particular person's life when they see the amazing changes that you've been making in your own. I want to clarify, you know, are they going to be affected by the changes that you're making, or are they going to continue down the path? So that's what I'm going to clarify. I'm going to use my Otherkin Tarot deck. So if you're interested in joining for me with that extended reading, there is a link below. You can join me there. All extended readings are $4.44. So again, thank you so much to everybody who has chosen group number 1. And if you choose to join me for the extended reading, I'll see you over there. If not, let's move on to group number 2. Welcome, group number 2. You chose the beautiful amethyst crystal. So we're gonna go ahead and move that to the side and let's unpack these cards. Okay, will they change their ways? 2 of Wands, Ace of Cups, High Priestess, 7 of Swords, Chariot in reverse, Justice, Queen of Swords. Already off the bat, I'm getting a really good vibe. I do think that they are going to change their ways, just because their past has the swords. I put this in the position of like recent past and like the lessons that they've learned from the past, and I think that they've really recognized that they've been a shitty person and they've done some things that they are ashamed of, and they're moving, you know, towards a face of wanting to give back and wanting to find justice. They literally have the Justice card, and on top of it you got the Ace of Cups, which, I mean, this tells me that this could be an old romantic partner of some kind, and it's on their mind to want to reach out to you again and to offer something to you again, whether it's love or friendship or, you know, what have you. It's important to them that they really want you in their life, and I think that they've really recognized that they're not proud of the things that they did in their past. So let's continue with the oracle cards. We have Aptitude, and then we have No, Wait, Postpone, Pause, Say No. Okay, interesting, right? And then it's Trust. So immediately this is telling me, you know, this person will likely make a proposal of some kind to you, whether it's an offering of friendship, of love, you know, they want to reconnect more than anything. And it's important that you still hold your ground and you say, you know, no for now. For now. It's not quite there yet, and I think what it's saying more than anything is you need to trust your intuition, and your intuition will tell you when it's the right time to let this person back in. But yes, the answer is yes. They are working towards changing their ways. They're struggling right now with a lot of different decisions and, you know, where they want to take their life more than anything. They've got the Two of Wands, and this is representing the decision that they're having to make, you know, on which direction they want to move in their life. Do they want to work on evolving? Maybe they're thinking about literally traveling somewhere else and going on some kind of a trip. And that could be what they want to invite you on, is doing that with them. So the impression that I'm getting is that I think the reason that the two of you had a falling out was because either he, I don't know why I just said he, either they, it was like they didn't want to put in the work towards something, or they felt like something was too overwhelming or too much work because of the Chariot in the reverse. And this is something that they were releasing, is understanding that sometimes in life things are worth the hard work, you know? Beneath them, their subconscious is all about the High Priestess, which is all about their intuition, tapping into that part of themselves. Maybe it's their psychic abilities are evolving, or they as a person are evolving themselves because they're starting to learn more information about the world. They're starting to really get educated on, maybe they've gotten more clarification about what happened, and they're understanding, like I said before, that where they had their own faults, where they made their mistakes, and that's something that they're really looking to reconcile again with justice. So now for their future, like their total outcome card, this is the Queen of Swords. And so this is about taking leadership and ownership of their life and the decisions that they are making, and being willing to communicate and put in the work more than anything, which is a good sign. But again, it doesn't mean that you immediately are supposed to be taking them back. What says no, wait, postpone. Postpone is a big key word here. Is it doesn't mean that this relationship is over, like I said. You need to trust, and you need to pay attention to the signs with the Aptitude card. That's what that is. That's the main message from that Oracle card, is listen to your intuition and pay attention to the flags. You know, look for any kinds of red flags whatsoever. Are they, without knowing it, like falling back into their old ways? Are they, what am I trying to say? Are they falling back into their old ways? Are they giving off signs that they really haven't been doing the work to excel or progress or anything like that? And that'll be, once you stop seeing those red flags, basically, that is when, you know, you can trust that this is someone that you can allow back into your life. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and clarify, is what are the red flags to look out for, like what kind of an idea should you be getting as to whether or not, you know, when it's time to let them back in, kind of a thing. So if you're interested in joining me for the extended reading, the link is down below in the description. All of the extended readings are $4.44. Whoa. So if you're interested in joining me, I will see you there. If not, thank you so much. Make sure to subscribe and like and comment on the video, and then we will move on to group number 3. Thanks. Welcome, group number 3. If you haven't noticed, our family dog Buster has decided to join me he is chilling on the bed. He's taking a nap. So I think that that's going to be good energy for us today with group number 3. You picked the quartz point. So let's go ahead and unpack these cards and see what we've got and ask the question, will they change their ways? So we've got Hanged Man, 9 of Swords in the reverse, 9 of Pentacles. This is really reassuring. Okay, the Devil, 9 of Cups in the reverse, 3 of Pentacles, and the Lovers in the reverse. Okay, so the impression that I'm getting from the tarot cards so far is that, yes, they're in the process of changing their ways, but this isn't someone that you need to be letting back into your life. This isn't a soulmate or twin flame, I don't believe, especially with the Lovers in the reverse. I mean, I think what this represents was a relationship that was necessary, and it taught you lessons. It taught you both lessons in life, but the answer is yes, they will change their ways, but I don't see any kind of a future happening, between the two of you. So we have no. So again, they'll change their ways, but not in a way that will, bring the two of you back together, if that makes sense. And then we have Inner Temple, Devotion, Tune into the portal of your heart. Okay? And then we have Venture. So, just going back off of that. This was a relationship that was necessary, that taught you both very valuable lessons in this life. And that's kind of it. That's where the two of you, that was the purpose of the two of you, that was the soul contract that you had with one another, is you were here to teach each other these lessons. He's got the Devil, he or she, they have the Devil in their recent past card. And so this is telling me that this person was overcoming issues with either addiction or gambling issues. I don't know why that one came up. It could have been a problem with money, is what I'm picking up. And that makes sense, actually, because right across from it is the 3 of Pentacles. And so this is about rebuilding, planning, working on blueprints, planning and goal setting for the future. And so another thing to add is, so that's where they're progressing, right? So another thing to add is we had the Lovers in the reverse, and now directly across from that, we have the 9 of Cups in the reverse. And so this is telling me that it was a false dream come true. I think that, and we talked about this a little bit in group 2 as well, where we talked about how there was a fantasizing of the relationship and of what the other person represented in your life as the querent, as the person listening to this reading, and I really feel like it's a similar kind of an energy here, is that, there was some kind of an idea or an expectation that was in your mind, and it was what you believed the relationship was, when in reality it was maybe the opposite or something like that. What I mean is that the way that you envisioned this relationship as you were in it was different from the actual reality. So for example, if maybe you felt like this relationship was equal and like the two of you had good communicating skills, basically you believed that it was a good relationship because it was a step up from relationships that you'd had in the past. And I think all that it really was is that it was a step up from relationships in the past, but it was more so about you were learning what it was like to be in a somewhat respected position in a relationship. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going with this. It's almost as if like for you in your past or in your childhood, you struggled with abandonment, disrespect in some form, and this relationship felt like a step up because you felt like you were respected, you felt like you weren't being abandoned. But that didn't mean that there wasn't problems in the relationship at all. Like, that's what I'm trying to say when I'm talking about this Nine of Cups in the reverse, is that it was falsified fantasy, fantasized relationship, and it just, there's something better. There's something much better for you. So for them right now, they are changing their ways. They're overcoming anxieties and worries and fears with the Nine of Swords in the reverse. And there is movement away from that mental space and progression into a new perspective on life with the Hanged Man. They're moving also, they're really interested in being independent right now because they've got the Nine of Pentacles. And this is a card that represents financial security, independence, and not necessarily being in a relationship. And so that's just not something that seems to be of interest to them at this point in time. And what's mostly of interest to them is working on their career, their business, anything like that. It's about building that empire for themselves. And so for you, what's really important is you need to keep pushing, you need to keep going, but you really need to be dialing in on what you want, but also educating yourself on like what is a good relationship to be in, because relationships are of respect. They involve, you know, high communication. Both people are considered equals within the relationship, and you know, you really need to just listen to what it is that your heart is asking for and define for yourself, you know, what that relationship is. And I think it'll take some traveling and some experiencing things, you know, outside of your general vicinity right now. And it's just not with this person, and that's okay. So what I want to clarify for you then is, you know, what is this loving relationship that is in your future, because there is something much better for you. So I'm going to take my Otherkin tarot deck and we're going to clarify that in the extended reading. So if you're interested in tuning in for that, you can join me. There's a link in the description box down below. All of the readings are $4.44 for extended readings. Otherwise, if you're not interested in that, it's totally fine. You can join me on Instagram. I post daily free pick a card readings called tarot teasers. They're just, you know, a tarot card and an oracle card. So join me over there for that. And that is by following me at Katie Maple on Instagram. So there you go. Either I will see you in the extended reading or join me over on Instagram. So thank you so much for joining me for today's pick a card reading, and I will see you in the next one.